Okay, so I want to show you how I light my incense, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I put it in my mouth. What a good way to start this podcast.
Yeah.
And then I use this plasma lighter. Okay. So I press this button 3 times.
Yeah.
See, now it's glowing.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. And then I go like this.
Stop. Do you have to press a button to turn it off? That seems like a fire hazard. You are so brave. Oh my God.
Yes, you
I'd have burned the
do.
house down.
You do have to turn it off. Sometimes it shuts off automatically, but. And then I just put this little guy right in this little tile.
Yeah.
And
I feel it.
And we're good to go. We am business. I have this beautiful Morning Star amber incense burning, and it's non-toxic, and it's perfect. It smells so good.
I love that.
And I just sensualized the shit out of episode 7.
Yes.
I like this. This is going to be my new ritual. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Let's get it going all the right ways.
Tasty baths.
It always starts in the mouth.
Fucking A.
Welcome to Pleasure Bound, a messy, sexy, crass, curious space for all bodies, all desires, and all kinds of pleasure. I'm Kate, and I'm here with Kelsey. Let's dive in.
So, gang, we're coming to this, I think, from like a little bit of a lower energy. At least I know I am today, and I think it's important to just be authentic with where you are, especially when it comes to sharing art, creating art. So I pulled some cards for today because I was like, I'm dealing with so much pain that I would like to know from the tarot what card I can use as a guide for my nervous system. And then also I pulled a card for what should I share today? Like what can I sort of lean into? And I pulled the Ace of Discs, which is an Earth. Earth is the corresponding element. And then I pulled Princess of Swords out of the Thoth deck. People pronounce it differently. Which is like cutting through illusions a lot of the time and telling it like it is. So the takeaway that I shared with Kate today was embodied truth, which is so appropriate. And so I was like, okay, this takeaway question that I think can guide us is what guides our pleasure. So Kate, if you're up for it, do you want to share what comes up for you with that question? What guides your pleasure, or what is guiding your pleasure lately? I think what came up too was like, what is our cleanest truth? That's what we discussed before, is sharing like what our realest, cleanest truth is right now. And you brought up surviving the messy.
Oh, girl, am I ever? Yeah. Yeah, my cleanest truth is that life is fucking messy. And right now I'm like kind of rocking it. Like I love like a clean environment. I thrive in like having everything organized and looking pretty. And as of late, like life's been coming in so hot that I don't have fucking time for that. Or at least like, I mean, I might have time, but I'm prioritizing self-care and nothingness in those moments because they're rare right now. And that I feel like is a pleasure practice, like taking the time that I need to rest because life is so quickly moving these days. So yeah, I feel like I'm really riding the wave of the mess, and like I am rocking it like reverse cowgirl style.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
like
It's awkward.
It's a vibe right now.
Yeah. Like this
Yeah.
complicated position that can be quite awkward and misunderstood. Just totally killing it. Finding your groove.
It was my favorite. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't
I just love that because
accomplished
it's
that as a quad,
also,
but
well, yeah, that is a challenge. But I love that there's also like this element of danger in it. You know, like you got to be careful with that one. And like you bringing up the messy and like surviving the chaos is so appropriate with that position.
God. And so true. This might be going off on a tangent, but I do feel that it's relevant. So I have been getting notified a lot from the Quad Squad chat, and so many gals sharing like great stories, asking awesome questions. Someone was
So you guys know
talking.
she's referencing this Facebook group called the Quad Squad that's for quadriplegic chicks. It's a private Facebook group. Okay, continue.
Yeah, well, it's also where we met, so it's kind of special.
It is special.
But someone was talking about doggy style and like how to do it, and has anyone done it, and how do they do it as a quad, and I can only accomplish it as like a tri-quad, I call myself, because my left arm is contracted, with like a wedge or something. But I love doggy style.
Oh.
And where was I going with this? Oh, broken femurs, reverse cowgirl. Yeah, like you were mentioning like the risk involved in that position. And I know multiple friends who have broken their femurs during sex. Have you ever
I
injured
have a
yourself?
friend who's broken her sacrum as a quad.
Oh my God.
Like her man
awful.
pushed her like legs too wide, I think, and she like fucking snapped her sacrum. I know, isn't that fucked up? So be careful out there, kids.
Yes, like safety is so important.
Yeah, like don't. That's where I come back to this. Like surviving the messy is like finding the grace and your limits and your flow within this potentially dangerous, tricky scenario. Like, yes, do try doggy, try the like, legs up, whatever, but don't like spread eagle, but don't go too far. Like there's a limit. And when you go past the limit, you're no longer like flowing with the chaos and just like surrendering down the river. You're like going balls to the wall down the river without a paddle like an idiot.
Backwards and upside down.
Yeah.
Like without a life jacket. But
you're not an idiot.
Like how
Shit happens,
also totally. And you don't know until you know. Yeah. And how do you know and learn without approaching those limits? Yeah. Like, and without sensation, that can be a risky traveled path. Like, last episode, we had touched on your sexy visit, and you had mentioned that this was the first time that you got off with a partner post-paralysis.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Fucking A.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I know, it was so fun.
So did you find yourself in that moment? Well, you did. You said that you went into AD and you had to take a break.
That was a separate moment where I took AD too far, and then we had to take a break from fucking for a day, which was quite lovely. We found intimacy in other ways and played in other ways. And even when we like attempted to bone again, my body was like, nope. And then I got all freaked out. I was like, oh my God, what if we like traumatized the pussy to the point where like anytime I get penetrated, now my head is going to start pounding. Because when we did try like after a break for like a day, my headache came back like it had done during that one time, and when we tried like later that night. And so after taking like a day and a half break and attempting again and getting that headache, I was like, fuck. Like, and then it was fine after that. So like I definitely was like getting into my head about like, did I just screw that up? Is this going to be a thing that I now have to retrain my body or unlearn or something? But it was fine. And it was definitely a learning experience where I felt that I was going too far, but I was enjoying getting fucking railed so much, to be honest, that I was like, fuck it, it's fine. Like I was just in the moment. And it's so like metaphorical self-abandonment. Like, when you're not really listening. There is a difference. There is a voice. It takes a certain kind of listening though.
Yeah.
Because as good as it did feel, I could tell that I was taking it too far. And then there was no ignoring it once it turned into a pounding fucking headache, and we had to stop, and he had to like hold me, and it was super tender and sweet. But I was like, oops.
Yeah.
It's just one of the ways like that we have been trained away from in so many ways from listening to our intuition. It takes a slowing down.
Yeah. Totally.
And that like connection, I think too, with your partner. Not that I don't feel connected to him, but he's a new partner, and so we're both in this like learning period together where you're just figuring out like, and it's mostly on me because I'm the one that's feeling my body. I'm the one that really knows. But yeah, that orgasm, we used my vibrator, and it was so fun to actually to have an orgasm with someone while being penetrated. It was so awesome. It was like one more homecoming. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming home.
In the spirit of that, I did some self-exploration last week. Was the first time that I came in the bathtub twice.
Yes.
And it was so good that I was laughing uncontrollably afterward. Like that was next level orgasm for me, where I was like, oh my God, we've reached a new level with pleasure. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
I know. I was so fucking stoked, dude. All I could do was just start laughing hysterically. So I told Loverman about this, and he was like, wait, how did that work? Like, you had to have had help to get into the tub and get your vibrator. I'm like, funny you should ask, because I plan on talking about this on the podcast. It was the first time I had the balls to be like, hey, caregiver, will you grab me my vibrator, and then I'll do my thing while you go to the grocery store? Because I'm comfortable being in the tub with no one here.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. And they were so cool about it. They were just like, fuck yeah, dude. Here you go.
Yeah.
They were all like, wait, is this thing waterproof? I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good.
And just like melt into this tub before they came back. And they were so respectful. They didn't like ask me how it went or anything. They wished me luck before they left, but they were super respectful. I actually openly shared with them.
Yeah, because that part's awkward. Like they're coming into the scene,
and
we all knew what took place. Yeah.
I was like, one really went
your hair
away.
fucked up.
Your cheeks are all rosy. You look like you had a good time. What's happening?
Your lips are like fully talking about what just happened and like
It was great.
yes.
It was so great. So I'm just excited, dude, that like this work feels like it's already changing me and my pleasure in big ways.
I feel like a proud like sister and like something. I'm so
Thanks,
happy for
bud.
you.
Thanks.
I'm super happy for your pussy.
I'm so
She
happy for her
deserves
too.
this.
She's doing a great job.
Yes.
She's killing it.
Oh my God. Yay for orgasms.
And for my
This
brain.
is where we need the sound effect.
Yeah, Peter.
Girl.
Peter, cue the orgasm sound effect. What's like some awesome, delicious moan or something. But yeah, I'm so happy for our connection and these conversations. And also that like, yes, happy for my pussy, proud of my pussy, praise the pussy, and for my motherfucking brain for like
Girl.
doing it, surrendering, allowing, imagining, fantasizing in healthy fucking ways to change the game, flip the script, embrace myself, and create some plasticity for pleasure.
Yes. Literally, the orgasm evolves, expands, and explodes when you redefine what pleasure can be. Like when you shift your perspective and like drop the fucking boxes that we've been told are like sexy and appropriate to love, like whoa, man.
Major well. And I think like just this like process of authenticity and deep listening and really letting ourselves be present with what pleasure we most need in any given moment and embracing and creating space for different kinds of pleasure has been so huge. You know, like I've been dealing with so much pain lately that sometimes pleasure is just the fucking absence of pain. And how do I create or invite that in my life? What does that look like? You know?
Yeah. I literally, pain has been a real thing lately. I don't know if we're like feeling everything that's going on in the world and like our bodies are just like, about it or.
Yeah, there's a lot of input that's pretty fucking negative. It's hard not to internalize it. I mean, like your nervous system's going to feel the traumas. What you're clocking that. You're clocking all of that that's happening in and around you, whether you notice it or not.
Totally. And like, I was literally just laying in bed the other day and just like stretching and like feeling my body, like my muscles expand in a way that like they're usually contracted and like it's like that first morning stretch or like that yawn that like you never feel like it's gonna stop. And that felt so pleasure filled to me. Like it was so visceral and so simple. And I'm like, damn, I don't do this enough to just like open.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the re-sensualization that I think is so potent. Like we forget about these really simple things sometimes that when we reintroduce them, it's like, oh, damn, that's delicious. I could do this more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like through processing pain, I've been finding the deliciousness of my breath and of quiet, of like just not at the same time, like not speaking, but also like I'm noticing I'm really loving sighing and like moaning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those feel really good. Just this release, this audible release, with slow and steady breaths is quite soothing. You just got the chills.
I might be like riding that wave of chaos, but like life has been coming in so hot, and although I'm proud of myself for doing all the things, like,
what do you think is your fuel? Like, it sounds very like you're riding the wave of chaos, this messiness, but you're like doing it with this, like, what does that energy feel like?
survival, but like I'm no longer the girl that was surviving trauma. Like, shit is happening, and some of that shit sucks. Very complicated, and some of it very uncontrollable. But I'm very aware of what I can control within it. I am the girl who is so much more capable of staying present in those painful moments, of knowing, I guess, like, it feels to me that I am much more embodied, and I'm using the tools that I have gathered along the way of learning how to survive this life. Like, and those tools are such healthier versions of what they once were. So much more healthier versions. I don't know how to say that, but
I got you.
Yeah.
Like your coping mechanisms are healthier and
so much more.
You're riding the wave with the right outlook and skills and tools.
Totally. And I feel like my support systems have changed. Like, even those faces are more supportive and healthier versions of what I want to be surrounded by. And yeah, it all feels good. It's all new, and I don't want to do a lot of it all the time. But like, because I am taking space to rest and coming home to my breath and like hot showers and resting, I'm eating so much better, which makes such a difference in my world. And yeah, I feel capable of keeping up with the pace of life.
Yeah. So I wrote this piece for New Mobility magazine about
so good.
fantasy as liberation versus erasure. And I feel like last episode we talked a little bit about fantasy, and what comes up in this conversation is like this authenticity with where we are in this moment and who we are in this moment, and moving from a place of intuition. And in writing this piece, I was like, they wanted me to write something for Valentine's Day. And I had noticed like during phone sex, I was like, oh, I'm bringing my able-bodied self into my fantasy. And I was like, fuck, there doesn't seem to be enough of me in this. And so it really made me start to question, like, when is fantasy erasure and when is it liberation? When is it harmful and when is it helpful? How do we let ourselves, like, because it is like fantasy can be this like coping mechanism, you know? It can be like, it can be a form of dissociation, but it can also be a healthy one almost. You know what I mean? Like, we might be like taking a break from the present moment, but we can be bringing our current like version of ourselves into that. And it was just so fucking wild to me, like, that I was having phone sex with him and I was like talking about riding him and it fell flat for him because he couldn't, like, because I was talking about riding him. Because that's what I was fantasizing about. I was like, I want to fucking ride the D. I want to ride this guy. Like, that's so hot. I'm craving that. And so I like voiced that and it fell flat for him. And we talked about how like, he was like, I can't imagine that version of you. Like, that's not real to me. I don't know that.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fucking shit. This guy has openly told me that he sees me and is attracted to this version of me, to this ass, to these hips. And it was like so fucking delicious to hear that. It was like medicine. It was like fucking medicine. And then here I come with this fucking fantasy that had taken me and this current version of me completely out of it. And a version of me that he fully is attracted to and accepts. And so I was kind of like co-signing this like ableism. And I just hadn't even like realized it until that moment. And so this whole thing had me thinking about like, okay, fantasy is healthy, but is there enough of me in it? And how can I bring me into it?
Totally. This evolved version of you. Like, and again, we're shifting perspectives from the images we held, like the things we once thought, desired, have known, and like it comes full circle back to my spine cracking orgasm, like loving the parts of me that are the hardest for me to love. And like he came in with that for you. Like, hey, and maybe even if you weren't even consciously aware of it, like these are versions that you do not openly run to love. Like you're opting for the image that you've held for so long because that is what you've known. But like the proof that comes from an outside energy, acknowledging, loving, worshiping what is you today, like I feel like really deepens and like sinks that in.
Yeah.
The worthiness of that.
Right. It made me feel so seen and it made me see myself more clearly. And then I was like, okay, why even bring this back if I don't need to? It's not, it's actually like actively erasing a version of me that he already fucking accepts. Like,
yeah.
This one, you know? And so then it allowed me to start thinking about how to bring myself into that fantasy of riding him. And then you start getting creative. That's where then like your imagination becomes medicine. And it's like this erotic imagination is so powerful. This
Yeah.
radical acceptance is so powerful because then I'm imagining like, okay, maybe I'm still on the bottom. It's like, maybe it's like a, top energy power bottom situation where like I'm, to make it the most accessible, let's say, like as a quad, like he's still on top of me, but I'm like audibly, verbally controlling everything he does to embody and to invite in that top riding the D energy for me. So like it's in that way making that top energy, that like riding the D, the most accessible. Or is it like is it like finding the right tools and assistive devices? Or is it designing something entirely new? Or is it trying to ride in water? Or like whatever. Like you can find, it's just all of a sudden I'm going from a place of erasure into erotic imagination. And it's like, then I feel myself coming alive in this and feeling a in real time an opening of a portal to self-love.
Yes, because honestly, that's creation energy. Sexual energy is creation energy. That is like birth, that is life force, that is so much
Right.
to move and build and burst through. Like, yes, to all of that. It's funny. I'm getting deeper into my exploration with kink. And at the last event, I met this really cool chick who worked in the adult sex toy industry. And she had mentioned, and I've heard of this before, but it never sounded interesting to me because I hate social media. But there's a platform called FetLife for like fetishes and different kink space events, and it's basically like a kinky social media. And she asked if I had had one, and I said no. And anyway, for whatever reason, I jumped on board that night. And it's funny that you're explaining that because I do consider myself like a dominant bottom, like because I do want to still hold that role of direction. And I think that that's a power dynamic that's quite necessary in safe sex as a quad. Like the ability to communicate your needs, desires, and how to navigate that with your partner.
Right.
But just, yeah, the excitement of all of this new, like, is so, it's stirring and it's real right now.
Yeah. Yeah, the newness, I think that was also part of what that's part of what is exciting and erotic to me, is that there's a lot of newness with exploration. It's all newness. And so in that way, you can let the like that be your guide, is like, oh, what's down this path? What's down this path? And I could tell with new partners that they're like, this is actually fucking hot because this is completely new. I have no idea what I'm doing. And there, with that vulnerability and that curiosity comes eroticism. It's a turn on.
Totally.
Yeah.
And when you're both vulnerable and new, like that is level playing field.
Totally.
Like that's
it makes so much more room
not
for
necessarily.
vulnerability. Because you can both be like,
right. And
we're in the
exploration.
same page here, right? Like we both don't know what we're doing. Okay, cool. So I can lean into this, and I'm a little more okay with fucking this up because I'm not like, it's like going to a yoga class when you feel like you're the only new person, or a dance class or whatever it may be. It's a lot scarier when you're like, I've never fucking done this before. And I think a lot of people don't do it. Versus like, oh, I'm going with a friend. We've never done this before. We're going to a beginner class. I know most of these people have not done this before. So much less scary.
So much less scary.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're being courageous, like enough to explore that, whether alone or with a partner, is amazing. I feel like I'm to this point now that like I've been so long without a partner at this point. Like I left my my long-term relationship 4 years ago, just passed my 4-year anniversary of like liberation. And I have had a couple like partners since then, but like one more serious than others. But I'm now back in this space where it's been quite some time, 6 months at least, since I've been intimate with a partner. And like those fantasies, like my self-pleasure practices have taken on such a different role because I can be everything in my fantasies. I mean, I'm definitely in this body, but like I'm directing a made-up partner who can please my every desire. And like
I love that.
I was telling a friend the other day, well, love and hate, because like what real human is going to be able to meet me at those desires, right?
You're creating this totally absurd fantasy that you'll never live out. Like, is that what you're feeling like? Like, you're like, is anyone actually going to be able to do this?
Of that. Like, and I'm also in this space that like, I've known shit partners, like I've mentioned it before. And
so is that where
I
the
think
fear
I'm so
comes from? Is
scared.
you're doubting that you'll meet someone who can bring that?
I'm scared to trust that the next thing will be something that this version of me deserves, or like whether or not I find myself. I don't think I would be attracted to like old yucky patterns or like traits or whatever. But I also think that like lust and love can blind you in some ways. And I feel like I've also developed this, I love my independent life. And like I saw a post the other day that she was like, do I want to be married? No. Do I want a boyfriend who will come over when I want him to and leave when I want him to and like do the things that I need him to, and that be it? Like, yeah. And is that okay? And there's a version of me that does want that. There's a version of me that says I'm never dating another man in my life because I hate men. But like, I also know that there are some amazing men out there.
But you're just fucking pissed off at men right now.
I don't trust is the thing. And I'm learning how to trust myself and this body, like through a completely new, it's like I'm learning a new language. Like and level of discernment and ability to question and ability to feel and I don't know. I feel in a world of newness. And so when that opportunity arises, I know that that next partner will be the best version that I've ever had the opportunity to partner with, because I am now the best version that I've known of myself.
Totally. Are
but
you
I'm-
having a good time with
Yeah.
this pleasure practice you've got for yourself right now?
I love it.
Okay, well, fucking A.
Selfishly, like I totally fucking love it.
Okay, well then, totally valid fears. Been through a lot. You've been through a lot. Let's just acknowledge that for a
Yeah.
sec. And girl, don't go putting ketchup all over your steak. Okay, like
I love ketchup on my steak.
that's a whole other conversation. Just no, Kate.
Okay, ketchup has been a thing my whole life.
No,
I don't eat a whole lot of
Kate.
steak lately.
Okay, but for the
and I
point
do
of
like way
this,
less ketchup.
let's not digress too much. For the point of to make my point, let's just enjoy the fact that you have this kick-ass pleasure practice without spoiling it
Yeah.
with your fear, which is valid as fuck and doesn't necessarily need to come onto this plate. You know?
Yeah.
Because you've worked hard to create this plate, this pleasure practice.
Yeah.
You've worked really fucking hard. And I think that there's this self-honoring and that comes with being like, yeah, I can have these fears and I can work through these and validate them and process them and let them be what they are and work the fuck through them in all of the ways. And I can still have fun with my goddamn pleasure practice that I worked so hard to make beautimous and delicious.
Yeah.
And maybe even invite the possibility that you could have someone that could give you some extreme fucking pleasure and it will be magnificent. Let's stew in that for a little bit.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
For bringing me back
Just a little offering.
down. And I love that. Receive that and eat the shit out of that. With ketchup.
You nasty asshole.
No. However, and I love her too, okay?
Amen.
I am like also really learning to love my dirty self.
Oh,
That
fuck.
is something I've been very much embracing lately.
It's so fun. I like my dirty ass hoe is coming into this little relationship or like Loverville that I'm in. And he loves it and I love it. And it's so great to still feel like this divine feminine circulating in and through and around that, rather than it being like having to be hidden and inappropriate and like you can't be, you know, like it's like a lady in the streets freaking the sheets, you know, like you can have both of those things and be a dynamic.
be all of it.
Yeah, you can be all of it and still be respected and wear your fucking crown within the nasty.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Super fun.
Well, I do have an opportunity coming up this weekend to have some partner play. But it's like coming up in an interesting way in that kink space because it's like platonic, but playful and intimate and kinky and dirty also. Like it's taboo. It's all the things that I have like fucking shadowed. And I'm really excited about it. So I feel like we're at the point in the episode.
I'm excited for
Maybe
you.
we can talk about that.
Fuck yeah, let's talk about that. And also let's talk about Platonic kink. Because you sent me something earlier that was like, this girl was chatting about how she like hit it off with some dude at a club, but in a like just energetic kind of way. And in our culture, there's like this, oh, well, you should probably fuck. But she was like, no, I don't want to fuck. I want to keep hanging out with you. And maybe that is going back to your house. But that doesn't mean I want to fuck. And so it's like, okay, can we love her? And love that, like, I've had so many situations like that. Where, you know, especially in my like 20s drinking days where you're like, no, this person's fucking awesome. And I just want to I want to dance with them. I want to get crunk with them. I want to maybe go back to my place with a few other people or go, you know, like crash a hot tub somewhere and keep hanging out. But it doesn't mean I want to bone. But then you end up boning because you feel like you should be boning because like, oh, am I leading them on? Or is this just what we're supposed to do? Or I'm horny, but it doesn't mean I want to fuck them.
Yeah.
So complicated.
No, all of the above.
The transparency, I think, is the big thing, is having, at least that's what came up for me, is like having the courage to be really transparent. Like, hey, can we just like put it out there that sex is not automatically on the table? I do want to keep kicking it, but I want to put that out there. I don't want to get that energy that I have to fuck you or do anything with you.
I don't want to have to fuck everyone. Like, I want to fuck many people.
I'm quoting Kate. I don't want to have to fuck everyone. Preach,
Okay,
sister.
listen,
Speak your truth.
Yeah, that was very real. That is my cleanest truth.
Shit. That's going to be the name of this episode.
But like, I don't want to have to fuck everyone. Shit. Yeah. Girl, but I am like, I'm such a physical person. And like, literally like, I want to touch the thighs of like most people. I want to make out with a lot of people.
Hold me.
That's like, yeah, like hold. I don't need your dick in me. I like,
or anywhere around me.
Or yeah. I don't know. I wish that there was more physical connection when desired and consensual.
Right. That was more normalized.
Didn't have to leave to the bedroom. Yeah. And like, I love that. So that's what I love about this kink space.
Totally.
Like,
I think we're getting there.
We can, I literally just heard, is it the Barbie song? It's like, we can touch, we can play. Yeah.
If you say, I'm always yours.
I'm always yours. Shit, we're getting in trouble by copyright, but like,
no, we're not.
I want to be able to, you know what? I'm going to say it straight up. I resent the physical barrier that this chair creates. And I miss. I miss being able to connect in that way.
Yeah. It's a lot easier when you don't have to figure out logistics and voice things. When you can just lean in, when you can just grab someone's hand, when body language can just guide things so seamlessly and effortlessly. There's so many unnoticed nuances that come with able-bodiedness and body language and connection. And it is something to miss. It is something to miss, and it is something to actively try to create and to acknowledge and honor that it's fucking hard.
It is so hard.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's so, it's so enlightening and so many things. I literally like touch is so much more than what it always was to me. And like our with touch has like become so medicalized and clinicalized. And like I have been working with this new PT, and he really gets like the way that my body, like it, like the way that the neurological like body works. And I remember the first time that he was like moving my hand or helping me position my hand in a way that like was actual grip, like not like tenodesis, you know? And like in that moment, I remembered what it felt like to have a hand. And at the same time, my body was like, oh my God, I felt like I was holding hands with someone for the first time. Like the little girl in me, you know? And here's this clinical yet platonic touch, but it was so deeply moving and intimate and like, fuck. Like, how can we feel so much when we can't feel at all? Like, it's mind-blowing to me.
And it's like, of course we can. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're still moving, you're still feeling, you're still an energetic body, maybe even more so.
I definitely think more so. Everything is heightened.
Right. There's this amplification that happens where you, and we lean into that, you know? That's one of the things that I'm thinking about with intimacy and exploration in my pleasure practice is what happens at the sensation line. Because for so many quads, paras, whatever, people with paralysis, there's a lot of like orgasm for people that happens right at your injury level, right at your sensation line. And there's also this exploration of like, what happens for me below that? And that's so cool. Mm-hmm. It's frustrating at times and fucking stupid. But there's also possibility within it, you know?
Totally. And like, I don't know about you, but I have heightened areas, like areas of heightened sensation.
For sure.
And to play with that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which might not be like, I mean, it's not clit or G-spot or like nipple, like typical sexualized areas of the body.
Right.
But to bring sexual and sensual experiences to the whole body.
Yeah. Within the right context, that spot can be like G-spot. Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
If you paint the picture.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for this kink event for you. Wait, this is a kink meeting, a kink gathering with a couple other people.
It's always just a play space. Yeah, there's events. So I think I might go to 2 this weekend. I don't know. I have the time. So I'm like,
why not?
Yeah, and I love to dress up. So this like gives me a space to literally like become a version of myself that I love and fucking strut that.
So when you play with the platonic, like this is a platonic, you said, sort of relationship, but you're playing with kink, like BDSM specifically, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, I mean, there's people into everything there. I was playing around with a box of toys last time I was there that like this person had it's like electric they're like this grounding unit and it like creates like static electricity and also like zaps, but I don't want to mess with that because it like can fuck up phones and like I don't know anything about my hardware, but And then there's people like in cosplay that are fucking in the corner, and there's another person that's just like cuddling on the couch, and someone getting hot wax
So
stripped on
people are
them.
actually fucking at some of these events.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Okay.
And I plan to be one of those at one point. It's a
Oh
goal of
my
mine.
God, I love that. If that's what you want, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Keep me posted.
I have so much of this body to explore. My main concern is that I have to direct these new platonic friends how to move my body in real time, like on pieces
But you
of
say
furniture.
platonic,
that
but
aren't
you're getting
necessarily-
fucked. So like,
Well, I mean, like, we're not dating. There's no expectations
right, but it's
of like
sexual. It's not like you're there.
anything after. Yeah, I would say we're both getting something out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely have to bring in that like find when you're comfortable and have your communication down. Get a little more seasoned and follow your intuition with that one. That's what an interesting little classroom you've made for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I am
Actually
looking forward to doing that when I don't live on a tiny fucking island with 300 people.
Oh, girl.
So I can live vicariously through you for now.
That's what we're here for.
Amen. Keep us posted. What else we got before we leave, all you people?
What's your homework?
So good. I think my homework right now, it feels best to me for homework is to lean into pleasure as a salve, as a reroute for my pain that I'm experiencing. I'm dealing with a lot of nerve pain that's pretty overwhelming. And so I've really been leaning into pleasure in really nourishing ways, like low input, soothing, slow, tender. One of my goals is to actually ask one of my guy friends if he'll come over. No expectations other than just to fucking hold me for like at least half an hour. And just set that clear boundary that like, please don't try anything. Like this is not a like, oh, let's cuddle and then maybe we fuck. This is a real like, just come over and hold me because I need to feel calm and safe in the arms of the masculine.
Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, that is such a real thing.
I would say that is my goal. I literally dreamt the other night that my brother was sitting in this like, we were in like an auditorium or something, and he sat down at the end of this row of folding chairs, and I walked down to him and I sat right next to him and I grabbed his arm and leaned on his shoulder and just held him, and we just sat there together, and it was so nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that. Wow.
That was the best dream I've had about him since he died. It was really nice.
Oh. I love that he's still showing up in so many ways.
Oh my God, so many ways. I love it too. Thank you. What is I keep asking and looking. You got to stay open. You got to ask for the order. As my dad would say, you got to ask for the help and ask for the signs and look and listen. Be open.
They're there.
They are there. Yeah. How about you, girl? What's your homework?
I am, I was going to say, I'm going to get fucked. I am getting on some furniture. I'm getting out of my chair. I am trusting in the people that I have befriended in this space. And I am stepping further outside of my comfort zone to receive. And I'll leave it as bland as that, because I'm open to however that shows up.
That's pretty rich. I don't know. I don't think that's
Yeah.
planned. Opening
It's very
yourself.
vanilla for the space I'm stepping into.
No,
Yeah.
it's all good. You know, you're expanding yourself from this place. And I think just that's big for someone to like us, to get away from our assistive devices and be that vulnerable.
Yeah, it's like
That's huge. So let's
I'm
minimize
like
that.
a full-on fucking submissive here.
Yeah.
And I am not. Like, yeah.
That's a
So
lot of trust.
learning new words.
It's a courageous.
Call that a switch.
Mm.
I'm like switching from my dominant role to a submissive role. I'm just literally like, here's my body. Please
Yeah, you're
treat me with kindness and gift me pleasure. And even if it's just play, I'm cool with it.
yeah. Courageous vulnerability is are these two words that come up in this dance project I'm doing with these amazing people. And that's what just came up for me. Courageous vulnerability.
Mhm.
And
Love it.
who's to say you couldn't invite your dom into that if you feel so inclined?
She will have to come into that because
Yeah.
there are a lot of orders that will need to be given as to how to not hurt me.
Yep.
And so I have this badass like harness that I wear with like cute. Yeah. I'm like hot in leather.
Fuck yeah,
and
you are.
fishnets and some boots. She feels great.
So excited for you. All right, everybody. That's a wrap, I think, for episode 7. Thank you guys so much for being here. We love you.
We love you. I just had a kitty jump on my lap.
We love all the pussies. And on that note,
Yes.
we will see y'all next week on Pleasure Bound.
We love you.
Mwah.
Bye. All right, you sexy humans, that's a wrap for this episode of Pleasure Bound. Go forth, be tender with yourself, and push your edges a little. If you liked what you heard, subscribe, share, or leave us a review so more humans can get a taste of this messy, magical journey. And if you want to go deeper, join our Substack for all the extra goodies that are waiting for you. We'll see you there, always learning to feel more alive.